I don't want to admit meditating is hard for me, or has been. But if I get better at meditating, and then all these other things will be so easy.
Are you telling us that your mind is cluttered like your desktop? So when you sit to meditate, you can't clear your mind? It's just a belief you keep thinking, bogus belief.
You've been telling me that for years.
Maybe you don't want to quiet your mind, just like Esther doesn't want to give up the stuff in her boxes. Are you afraid to give up thoughts for fear they'll go away and never come back? Are you worried about releasing thoughts and getting into a non-thought place, and then you'll be so detached that you can't get back? Is there some rationale or irrationale to that?
I don't know, maybe letting go of thoughts is losing control.
But it isn't. That's what you think. It's complete gaining of control. So we're going to give you, specific to you, and if it feels like it fits you, then it's for you too. You're really going to like this. Instead of meditating, instead of calling it meditation, which is one of those big words that you've already decided you're not good at, or doesn't work for you, or that you don't want to do, or whatever, doesn't matter. Instead of meditating, say to yourself, I'm going to sit for 15 or 20 minutes, not more, and reach for a place of satisfaction. Just a place of satisfaction. Esther has been following our encouragement to meditate. She knows that we encourage her to listen to a fan, listen to the air conditioning, just find something to focus upon. Actually not that rewarding, but it really works for her. And then yesterday, for the first time, she went with friends to a place where there was a guided meditation here in the city, in a crystal salt room. You might know about it if you're from around here. And at first Esther thought, this is really silly, because I know how to meditate. I get deep, and I get deep fast, and I like it, and I'm good. Abraham would give me an A for meditation. I'm really good at meditation. So what am I doing? Why am I going to do it with others? I know it's not more powerful with their others. I know I don't need to be guided because I've already got guidance. So she just went because it sounded fun to go with her friends, and they wanted to go, and they encouraged her, and she wanted to go, and she wanted to be with them, so she went. And they got there, and very nice people. There were 10 of them that were going to go into this room, and they had them all sit on a bench, which was kind of cute and made her feel like she was in grade school again. They encouraged them to take off their shoes, and she was always happy to do that. Gave them some little booties and talked a little bit about the room and the salt room that they were going to go into. And Esther didn't know. She had heard it was a cave. So she didn't know what to expect. It was in a building, so she wasn't sure what the cave was going to be. And when they walked inside, it was delightful because they had taken salt crystal that had been imported from somewhere, and it was all around on the walls. It had been installed like your fireplace brick might be. But the most delightful thing was that there was like a sand floor, but it was salt crystals. And so they were walking into it, and it was deep and really soft and really fun and really weird and not like anything she'd felt under her feet before. It was just delightful. And the room was fragrant with something that they were pumping in, and there was a fountain or two that was making lovely fountain sounds, and there was some very soft music playing, and it was an entirely different environment than Esther had ever sat in before, to meditate in before. And then the very nice woman who sort of gave them the rules of consider the other people, and Esther chose a nice comfortable chair, almost like a lawn chair, to sit in. And she likes to sit up when she meditates, and did, and she liked feeling her toes in that stuff. And then Esther thought, this is just so satisfying. Then she just listened. Oh, satisfying sounds, satisfying people, satisfying stuff under my feet, satisfying. It was just so satisfying. It was so satisfying. Esther didn't care if she was going to meditate or not. She didn't care what was going to happen in there. Just being in there was satisfying. And then the woman began a guided meditation. It was so pleasant. Right on. Focus on nice things, where whatever she was inspired to say was just right. And Esther sat there and just liked everything about it so much. And then the woman said, I'm going to leave you. She left the room and just left everyone to it. And Esther just sat there in satisfaction with goosebumps on her body, just satisfied. And then she was observing. She was doing something different than she had ever done, because our teaching of meditation is to quiet your mind. And this instructor was talking to them about what to focus upon. Focus upon your breathing, or focus upon the air behind your lungs in the back of you. In other words, she was giving them some specific things to focus on. And Esther was softly following her encouragement and focusing on all those things. But what was happening in this guided meditation is that as Esther followed it, she was being guided to thoughts that had no resistance. They were very general thoughts. Very general thoughts. And on each chair, they'd placed a chunk of this salt crystal. And Esther picked hers up and she thought, this is weird, because she doesn't believe in needing something to enhance. And then she thought, wait a minute, everything in this room is enhancing my satisfaction. Everything in here is enhancing my satisfaction. This might too. So she put that crystal in her hand and fell in love with it immediately. It just had this really nice feeling to it. Now, this was different. Esther wasn't really quieting her mind. But you know what? She didn't need to, because the whole point of quieting her mind is so she can find thoughts of satisfaction. And she was so surrounded by thoughts of satisfaction that she didn't have to quiet her mind. You see what we're getting at? There are so many ways that you can go about so many things. There's not just one way to do things. We teach quieting your mind. Esther likes to listen for a fan, because there's sound like that in every hotel room, and there's not a salt cave in every hotel room. If Esther becomes dependent upon the salt cave and the fountain and the smells and the guy, then she's going to meditate only when she comes here, you see. But satisfying. So go put your feet in some cool water somewhere. Find some place that's really comfortable. In other words, just decide that you're going to sit for 15 or 20 minutes and be satisfied, and don't call it meditation anymore. Doesn't matter how you get into alignment. This is a really good time for a really satisfying lunch. We'll see you tomorrow. We are complete.
Thank you. I sat in the chair about a year ago, concerned about inspiring or motivating people. I worried about trying to either increase their income or whatever it was. And you really set me straight with words don't teach. And I heard you say that many times, but it really connected with me. And now something so great happened to me. I think I must have told everybody separately in this room already, because I'm really excited about it. My daughter applied to a college, and her chances of getting in were very minute. You know, they told her, you know, you probably won't get in, you're out of state, you're this, you're that, you're not the right criteria for this school.
Clearly someone who doesn't know anything about law of attraction.
Absolutely. And we're from New Jersey. The school is in California, and she's 18 now. And she has been speaking about California, it seems like, from the day she could talk. She loves the sun. She didn't even know California, but she knew she wanted to be there. So we looked at the school, and I can see why she does love it there. It's absolutely beautiful. And she did apply. What I didn't know is that she only applied to one school. We didn't know that. So just this past week, she was notified that she's accepted to the school. And
well, when you know what you want and you're lined up with it, you don't need plan B.
And And she didn't have one. She did not have plan B.
Plan B sometimes messes up plan A
Okay.
because it points out your lack of belief or alignment with plan A.
When we found out that she was accepted, we all celebrated a little bit, and she said to me, "Dad, I think it was my essay that got me in the school." So we did not read the essay. She wouldn't let us see it. You know, she really kept it to herself. So I just wanted to read the first paragraph of this essay. It says, "I live in a world full of variety. In most cases, the moment I step into my house, I feel a blast of positive energy. This is because my family, especially my dad, is focused on well-being and what we call the Vortex. Being in the vortex, or in other words, being in a true state of happiness, is something my family and I strive for every day. We have traveled to different seminars and listen to speakers speak about the numerous ways to accomplish this. I love this high energy aspect of my family." I have manifested things, put them in my vortex, and created a lot of great things in my life. Watching her do this, I don't know if it's better. Right now it feels better. It was really, really, really something special.
As you said, words don't teach. So to witness this high vibrating girl, knowing unequivocally to the very core of her being how everything works, and to see her apply it with complete trust, even using weird words, knowing that the universal forces would bring cooperative components and that she would be considered by those who understand.
Amazing. So after we got past this, she did say, "Dad, this school cost a fortune." You know, are you sure? Are you sure? And before I can answer the question, I had my phone with me, which I don't normally take home. It's a business phone. My phone rang, and I have my own business. I got a call for a big job that I had been working on but months ago and really had forgotten about it. And I had a conversation in front of her and hung up, and I didn't have to say anything. She just said, "This shit is amazing." I really want to thank you for teaching me. My version of her is in my vortex. She's my daughter. But I really stayed out of her way, and she got